All right, in this video, we're going to learn a little bit about probability. So probability is the measure of the likelihood that an event will occur. A lot of times we'll write probability as a fraction or a decimal, and it's usually between, well, it's always between 0 and 1. So the more likely something is to happen, the closer it is to 1, which represents 100%. The less likely something is to happen, the closer it is to 0. Another way to look at probabilities in this blue box, the number of outcomes you want over the total number of outcomes. So this first video is about probability of single events. Here's the question. What's the probability of flipping one coin, or flipping a coin one time, and it landing on tails? So the total outcomes I have, there's two outcomes. I have heads or tails, so two outcomes. I want the probability of it landing on tails, and so there's only one good outcome that I want. So for total outcomes, the number of outcomes we want, my probability would be 1 over 2. There's one tail over heads and tails, or one outcome that I want over two total outcomes. Okay, so this 1 goes with the tails, this 2 goes with the heads or tails. So the probability of flipping a coin landing on tails is 1/2. What's the probability of rolling the number 6 on a dice? So on a dice, I have 6 outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I just want the number 6. So the number of outcomes I want is 1. There's one outcome that I want, right? I want the number 6 over the total number of outcomes. There's 6 outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So there's a 1 in 6 probability of getting the number 6. And I think that's the last one for the simple probability of a single event. What's the probability of rolling an even number on a dice? So I still have 6 outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the outcomes I want could be a 2, I could roll a 2, I could roll a 4, or I could roll a 6. So there are 3 outcomes that I want out of the 6. Now we always try to write probability with a reduced fraction, so that 3 out of 6 is really a 1/2. So if you roll a dice, what's the probability of getting an even number? It's 1/2, because it's 3 out of 6, or 1 out of 2. Okay, and then I think there is one more problem. What's the probability of rolling a 5 or a 6 on a dice? Still have those 6 outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. The outcomes that I want, I'm okay with rolling a 5, I'm okay with rolling a 6. So now there are 2 outcomes that I want out of the 6 total. And again, we write probability with the simplest or reduced fraction. So 2/6 reduces to 1/3. So the probability of rolling a 5 or a 6 is 1/3. That's how you do super basic probability. Number of outcomes you want over the total number of outcomes.